The excitement buzzing in the air escalates as the next team steps up to put all they have into a 2-minute and 30-second sprint to the finish. As a competitive mix of various other sports, cheerleading is a new sport on an international rise in popularity. Personally, I've been cheering since I was only 7 years old. In that time, I've been on 3 different recreation teams, cheered in junior high, high school, and in college. And today I'm going to tell you about why cheerleading is a sport by definition, injury occurrences, and why people are skeptic about cheerleading being a sport. Cheerleading, in my opinion, is definitely a highly competitive sport. According to dictionary.com, a sport is defined as an athletic activity that requires physical prowess and skill and often a competitive nature. Last time I checked, cheerleaders competitively take to the mat with prowess and skill. When some people think of cheerleading, oftentimes the first thing that pops into their head is girls on the sidelines cheering on a football team. Fans just consider us as part of the crowd. Little do they know, football games are just lazy practices for us. Some may still argue cheerleading should not and cannot be considered a sport. But also, according to varsity.com, cheerleading follows the definition of a sport and therefore should be widely considered one because of its high level of physical activity, which is stunning, as shown on the screen. Competition against or with an opponent, which is a competitive cheerleading competition, also shown on the screen, and a set of rules and conventions which include a time limit, space, and purpose of competition under which a winner is declared. Cheerleading requires an especially high level of physical exertion with an equally high risk of injury. According to the Fox News report, cheerleading accounts for 2/3 of all catastrophic injuries among female athletes in high school and college. 65% of all catastrophic injuries in high school, 67% in colleges. There wasn't a sport anywhere close to cheerleading in terms of injuries. For more information on the Fox News report, you can click on the link below. Along with cheering at football games, most cheerleading teams compete in intense competitions to show off skills and athleticism. Preparing for these competitions takes months. The practices are long and grueling, and you definitely have to be dedicated or you won't succeed. Cheerleading isn't something you can pick up easily in a couple of practices. Most of these athletes have been cheering since they were very young. Today, cheerleading has grown into one of the most dangerous sports in America, and the team must develop a great deal of trust in each other's abilities. You literally have to put your life in the hands of your teammates. I don't know if you have ever heard or tried to throw a 110-plus pound person in the air, watch her do a skill, and then catch her safely. It's not as easy as it looks. Have you ever tried to run as fast as you can, spring off the ground from your hands, then your feet, and flip upside down backwards while twisting and turning in the air? If you aren't a cheerleader, I highly doubt it. Furthermore, if you haven't tried it, you can't tell me that cheerleading doesn't take skill and shouldn't be considered a sport. Cheerleading involves skills which require the strength of football, the grace of dance, and the agility of gymnastics. But in cheerleading, there are no second strings, no fill-ins. If your arm is broken, you're still competing in the next competition if it's physically possible. If your ankle is hurt, you take some pain relievers, tape it up, and get on the mat and tumble. Before you determine whether cheerleading is a sport or not, find a local cheerleading competition or look out for the next ESPN broadcast of the high school and college national championships. The hard work and dedication of hundreds of men and women will show the moment they step onto the floor.